Coming home. What a play! What a play! The double play from Jerry Langston. And that ball is out of here. Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver. That's a fair ball. Jacob, what a... In play, that's a fair ball to Jacob. What a play from Jake Oliver. And that is destroyed! Tie game! 60... That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes a great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice heads out. Trey Clifton right. Get out, ball later! And he might have just missed it! Got it run from Jordan Wright! And that's a shot! That's a what a play! Steps on second, blows over the first. He actually did it! That's a rock up! That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil. Oh! Philip Rosenbach walked off the season. Oh! Crot, get out, ball later! And that ball is out of here! Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver! That ball's in play. Goes back, keep the kid! Akatona's playhouse makes the grab! He's riding third. He's heading home. Oh, he's out! He's gonna be out! Push it over to first. I don't know if I like it. That ball is absolutely tattooed! And what a roll! What a roll from Team McKinney!
That will do it. The Nighthawks are the 2023 AWA champions.
Flare it up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final week in the regular season, Week 10. We finally made it, and this is where you start to figure out where these teams are going to be seated. Right now, it's a battle between the second and third seeds. They're trying to fight for that second seed. They will not be able to catch the Aces at the 1 seed, but the Enforcers sitting at 14 and 13, and the Pilots sitting at 15 and 12. Definitely trying to get this series win to get that second seed heading into the postseason in 2 weeks' time. I'm Jack Blaos, joined shortly by Jace Pratt. He'll be here. Let's actually take a look at the starting lineups.
Mark Campanero, Washington State University.
BJ Oliver, Edmonds Community College.
Keaton McKay, Westgate Elementary.
Noah Roberts, Moses Lake Christian Academy.
And looking at the home team right there, the Pacific Pilots, they actually lost last week's series against the Nighthawks, who were the last place team, so they're going to look to rebound here. They also have Yoshi Milady joining them in Game 2. Let's take a look at the away team, the Eastern Enforcers.
Jake Oliver, Seattle Area Pipe Trades.
Joshua Gradwell, Evans Midway High School.
Chase Winkler, Woodmore Elementary.
Jonathan Galgano, Washington State University.
Brock Blaos, University of America Samoa.
For the Enforcers, they're actually just without Brock Blayhouse tonight. He's been a little bit of a mystery as far as attendance is concerned over the last few weeks. Hopefully they'll have him ready for the postseason. Let's take a look at the weather.
Good evening, Wiffle Ball fans. This is Joe Acord from the AWA Weather Center. And as you can see, a big, strong storm system out there in the Pacific Ocean, expected to be creeping its way to the east a little bit over the next couple days, increasing rain chances. We may see some light rain tonight. I don't expect too much during the game, maybe a sprinkle or two, but mostly on Wednesday, expect about a 1/4 inch of rain. So again, everybody have a great night. Remember, dingers or nothing.
Thank you, Joe, and we'll keep an eye on that Wednesday game in case there's a chance of lightning. There's no rainouts in wiffle ball, but lightning's a little bit different story. We're going to send it down to Robert, who's got Mark Campanero with him. Robert, take it away.
All right, Mark, battling for the second seed. How much is that in your guys' minds here to start game one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to have the second seed, but, we're just going out here and we're playing ball today. I mean, we're not really worried about, seeding right now. Obviously we want it, but we're just going to go out there, play hard wiffle ball today, and let the chips fall where they may.
How much is defense going to be important in this matchup for you?
Hugely, hugely important. I mean, defense is always important. We want to make sure that we're making plays for DJ back there. We want to make sure we're not having to get, 4, 5, 6 outs in an inning. So hugely important, and we're just going to play as hard as we can back there today and make as many plays as we can.
All right, good luck out there.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Robert.
Back to the booth, guys.
Thanks, Robert, for that. And yeah, what's at stake here? The second overall seed. Right now, the Pilots have it. They're in control. They're 1 game above the Eastern Enforcers, but the Eastern Enforcers are in a 2-way tie right now with the Southern Stingers and the Metropolitan Mojo. So a 3-way tie right there, vying for the second overall seed. So we'll get started shortly here with first pitch. So here we are getting ready to start the top of the first inning in this key second seed potential matchup. Jace Pratt has now joined me. Jace, what are the keys to get this dub?
Enforcers got to attack DJ here, knowing that they don't have a super great second pitcher. I think it's going to be Yoshi today, so he's going to show up.
Yeah.
But if they can get one from DJ here, I think the Enforcers have a good chance of taking the whole series.
Yeah, and it's funny just looking at the way this Pilots team is constructed right now. They arguably have the best pitcher and the best hitter in the league. And just the supporting pieces, I mean, obviously Keaton out there has 9 home runs, great defense. But for whatever reason, they just haven't been able to get over the hill. And large reason to that is they just haven't been able to find a Game 2 starter. But Jake Oliver steps in. Jake Oliver really bounced back over the last few weeks. Started off the season very quiet. Up to a high 372 average. That ball's going back, and that is out of here. Solo home run, Jake Oliver off of his brother DJ. It looks like DJ was kind of pointing up to this, praying that it hit a tree or something, but that was clean. There's been a lot of talk about that bat, as Thomas said it, but a lot of talk after the Pilots left their bat here for other teams to use. There's been a flurry of home runs in the league, and now everybody wants to use that bat. Chase Winkler steps in. 1 and 2. His average has declined a bit, but he still has some great power at 8 home runs on the year, 30 RBIs. As that ball is going back, and Keaton McKay makes the grab. That ball looked like it had a chance to get out of here, and right as you see Keaton kind of taking those long strides, you know it's probably not going to end well for you.
And just barely missed it overhang from the tree too, which would have been auto home run no matter if it would have went out. Missed it by a couple feet.
Yeah, exactly. I'll submit the request.
Chase, one of the more, say, serious players in the league when it comes to plays like that. He's definitely not happy about that. But the good news is he made some solid contact there. Josh Gradwell steps in 295, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. So a great year when he's usually kind of the pitching specialist. The big thing to look at this game too is DJ Oliver versus Josh Gradwell. As that ball's hit hard over the head of Mark Campanero, and they're really tagging DJ here early as he's on. Presumably it's DJ Oliver's Cy Young to lose. He just got to get through this solid Enforcers lineup. But right behind him is Josh Gradwell, who's pitched very well this year as well. That ball's hit hard to Mark, who snares it, throws over to first. Great play right there for the second out. And Mark Campanero has really improved his fielding from a year ago. Used to be a liability out there, and now all of a sudden, every single ball that's hit to him, it looks like he's able to make the play. Josh Gradwell would advance all the way to third on the play. Inside ball to Jake Oliver, who started the game off with that lead-off home run. He's got 8 on the year now. Ties the team lead over to Mark Campanero, knocks it down, throws over to first. Another great play from Mark. And with that, we're going to head to the bottom of the first. The Enforcers get 1. Pilots got some work to do.
I brought him. I thought you'd like it.
Looking at Josh Gradwell right there, 9-7 with a 2.16 ERA, 89 Ks. 89 Ks is good for first in the league right now, just past his cousin Drew Gradwell of the Nighthawks. And honestly, with a 2.16 ERA, you'd assume his record would be better than 9-7. Keaton McKay steps in, has those 9 home runs, 306 average, which is still very respectable, but it was much higher a few weeks ago. He's cooled off a little bit. Nails him there. And where Josh Gradwell's had issues, it's usually been in the first inning. That ball hits right there. Nice pitch.
Don't worry about that.
Bottom of of the zone, 3-1. It's outside. Keaton McKay is on with a leadoff walk. He does it quite a bit. First inning, he usually looks at pitches. Now, Mark Campanero will step in. Mark currently in the driver's seat for that Silver Slugger Award. Leads the league in RBIs, home runs, and is third in average. Triple Crown is still very much attainable for Mark Campanero.
It worked.
It's that a high pitch there from Josh Gradball, wall 1-0. He's just been a little wild early on. He's able to foul that back, 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Up and away. So Mark Campanero will walk. Honestly, not the worst case scenario there for the Enforcers. Definitely one of the players you definitely want to walk if you can, especially how well he's been hitting it lately.
Yeah, if there was one guy to work around, it's definitely Mark. I don't know if that's Josh's mindset or if he just doesn't have it here early. 8 balls, only 2 strikes here.
And every year there seems like there's a guy or a few guys, you just honestly walking someone's the best case. Last year was Dominic. As DJ Oliver steps in, hitting 373, having a career year average-wise, as well as pitching, trying to get that first Cy Young on his resume. That ball is going back, and that is out of here. DJ Oliver, 3-run home run. And just like that, the Pilots are up 1-3 here in the bottom of the first. That'll set a new career mark for DJ in the regular season, 4 home runs. Not only a power guy, but you got all of that one.
That's the problem with this Pilots lineup is you can work around a few guys, but everyone's got the power to put it over the fence throughout this lineup, similar to Aces in that matter, where anyone can hit it over.
Yeah, now Noah Roberts steps in. A little bit lower average than the rest of the team. He's got those 3 home runs, but there's a no pitch right there. But he has the potential to get hot just like any one of these Pilots batters. Hit all 3 home runs in one series. Just outside. Josh Grau, one of the more honest pitchers, called himself immediately on the speed check. Does not go as we
Is that a ball? Or? Yeah, so if you would have round, it would have been a ball. Oh, no, it would have been that. But it's a ball defeating.
Still no outs here in the bottom of the first. That is a strike, 3-1. Josh Gradwell's been hitting the speed limit more often than not, it seems like. So he'll walk right there. And we'll see if he can get out of the first inning unscathed or not hit that 6-run limit. It happened last week. He was one of the only 2 pitchers other than DJ having a sub-2 ERA. Ballooned is kind of an exaggeration going to 2.16, but it's much higher. As that ball's going back over the head of Chase Winkler, can't make a play, and Keaton gets on with a stand-up double. So nice piece of hitting right there. That's kind of Keaton's MO. First at-bat of the game, he doesn't swing. Second at-bat, he kind of knows what he's working with there. Just a pretty good strategy, if I do say so. Now Mark Campanero will step right back in. And we'll see what Jake Oliver tries to do here in these very important few games. As that ball's in play, and it just dies in the field, so a run will score there. Looked like he might have had a play there. Kind of hitting no man's land.
It's going to give Mark a little boost to his average, and he could get up over 500 with a good day today and take back that first place for average.
Yeah, it really comes down to between Zane and Mark is whoever has 2 of the 3 major hitting categories, that's average RBIs and home runs, most likely will take home that Silver Slugger Award. Mark won it all the way back in 2021, his first year in the league. And this is one of the toughest pitching lineups to face, if not the toughest, between Josh Gradwall and Jake Oliver. One of those teams that really relies on their pitching. Fouls that out of play. It'll remain 2-2. That ball is once again hit no man's land, but right to the base, and he can't make the play. That ball was tailor-made for an out, and he can't come up with it. It almost curved over to him to just grab and step on the bag. That's a tough play there for John Galgano. Noah Roberts will step in. This Pilots team is trying to get the run cap here in the first inning. One more run would do it. Ball on. Swinging at a high pitch right there, 1-1 count. Nasty pitch right there. 1-2. Got him, strike 3. Nice job there to battle back to get the first out of the inning. First out of the game for Josh Gradwell. Unfortunately, after that, it doesn't get any easier. Keaton McKay steps in after lining one over the head of the first baseman, Chase Winkler. Jace, it kind of seems like if Josh and Jake are not 100% on, this Enforcers team is just a completely different team.
Yeah, they're built on the back of pitching, like you said earlier. They definitely have a good offense, but I don't think anyone has as good offense as the Pilots, except for maybe the Aces right now.
Yeah.
If your pitching's not on, you don't have that kind of offense, and it's going to be a long day.
And it's very interesting with just kind of how people attack good offenses. It's almost like you don't want to be throwing too many strikes because those are the pitches they hit over due to the speed limit. So as that ball's hit and play to Jake Oliver, he'll go over, and call on the field is out. We'll take a look at the replay. That was bang bang. He don't know what, thought he had a chance to tag him there. Oh, I think he beat it by a step. No, he did not. Did he tag him? Jake, did you tag him? So he did not tag him. He'll be safe at third. Jake could have lied there. But he decided to go with integrity, which, we respect.
And now if you're Josh, honestly think about just walking Mark.
Yeah.
A grand slam gives him 9. A walk puts him at that cap.
Yeah, with no open bases. Looks like he's going right after him. That's what I told. Gets him right there.
Thank God.
Never mind. 0-1. Telling Drew Gradwall, Josh's cousin, last week when Mark was up, hey, just walk him. And then he proceeded to give him a grand slam. So it's easier said than done. When you're in there, the competitive juices are flowing. It doesn't feel great walking in a run, but Well, it feels worse giving up a grand slam.
Yeah, it's never fun to get told to work around a guy or that you can't go after him, but at the end of the day, you know, 6 is easier to overcome than 9.
Yeah, and there's not too many guys in the league swinging better than Mark Campanero right now. Bit high there, 2-1. And that is a foul ball. Oh, it's a fair ball. It'll throw home. He can throw home. Got him. So the inning will continue. That ball had a life of its own there.
I thought that thing was going to land and go in the house.
And that's one way to get Mark Campanero out.
Hey, nothing you can do there. Hey, you're on third, though.
Her fielder's choice.
Yeah.
That'll be the second out. Still bases loaded. That ball was fair and then foul and then fair again. Nasty pitch right there to start off DJ Oliver, who's already has a 3-run home run in game number 1. Nice sidearm pitch right there. 0-2. Caught him, strike 3. So Josh Gradwell will get out of the inning. 5-run score for the Pilots, so they don't get the 6-run cab, but a solid game all around for the inning for the Pilots as the Enforcers try to battle back in the top of the second. Ready to start the top of the second inning. 5-1 is the score. Chase Winkler will lead it off. Chase, I don't know if it was going out, but it had a chance in his first at bat. Of course, Keaton McKay was right there.
Yeah, past couple of weeks, Chase has really hit some balls hard that have died at the wall, which normally you'll get away with, but not when Keaton's patrolling out there in center field.
And another award we don't really talk about, which is coming down to the line, is Chase swings right there. It's the Gold Glove Award. I think right now it's between 2 guys, Keaton McKay and Aaron Schofield, and I think honestly maybe Aaron Schofield has the edge. So that ball's fouled off. I mean, Keaton had like 5 robs or something crazy last year. This year he doesn't have. He might have 1. I don't know.
Yeah, that one earlier in the game was pretty close.
See, froze him right there for the first out of the inning. It's just so different from second base to third base. Third base, it's a lot of thrown across the mound, which is very hard to do. And Aaron's made some great plays diving over the back of his head. Second base, it's kind of, the throw over to first doesn't happen very often. Usually it's just kind of catching pop-ups. But any pop-up, it seems like in Keaton's direction, he's catching it. Josh Gradwell steps in and fouls it off. 0-1.
And another name that could be added is even Morgan Granich. He's had a couple spectacular plays out there, first and second base recently.
That ball is in play to Keaton McKay. Calling the field is safe after the bobble. We'll see if he held it before he got to the bag. It was originally called out. That is so bang bang.
Hey, let me play.
Yeah, safe is the call after the bobble. So right as we were hyping up Keaton about not throwing over to first, he Throws a perfect throw, and it's on the first baseman right there. You got to make that catch right there. Just like that, it's popped up, and Mark Campion will make the play. So 2 quick outs. And now Jake Oliver will step in.
Yeah, Keaton just showing, and he makes it look so easy, but that throw is 100 feet, you know, on the money. But he just makes it look so much
Throwing
easier.
it straight. Which honestly surprises me why he doesn't pitch, as that's a strike right there. He's come in a few times, had some difficulty, so maybe he's just very good at throwing it straight. But pitching is kind of a different beast out there. But I feel like if Keaton kind of mess with it in the offseason, you get a handle on it. 0-2 to Jake Oliver. As he pops that up. DJ was running hard after it, just out of the play.
Yeah, Keaton came in to pitch against the Wolfpack last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was now, and I think gave up 5, going 1+. Just he was throwing strikes for sure, just straight, not too much movement towards the bottom range of the speed zone too.
That ball's high, and honestly, if you can throw a fastball towards the top of the speed limit, it's pretty effective. You know, you run into issues when you're throwing slow pitches over the heart of the zone. As he fouls it off, it'll be a 61 regardless. So 1-2 count remains.
And it just goes back to the Pilots' struggle to find that second pitcher. I know Mark has thrown a little bit. Keaton threw that one game. Yoshi's pitched quite a bit.
Yeah. That ball's low there. Evens the count 2-2. And then after DJ Oliver's 1.59 ERA, the next best option, I believe, because that's high too, is Mark Campanero at 8. An 8 flat ERA. So definitely quite a drop off. That's kind of the only thing that's prevented Mark from winning an MVP, is just having a negative WAR when it comes to pitching. Peels, he does not go, and he'll get on via the walk. It's a little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Enforcers. And it's funny, this Enforcers team jokes about it, you know, like not having Brock here, or like they don't need him, but Brock Blayhouse has been a very solid hitter this year. He's hitting 350. And he also just, you know, doesn't matter the circumstance. He really just doesn't care. So the at-bat does not change whether it's a high leverage situation or not. Chase Winkler steps in 0-1. Fouls that one back, 1-2. That ball is in play, and he can't make the play. Keaton McKay, he had the throw. Chase was not running hard over to first. So that'll make it a bases loaded now for Josh Gradwall, who would be the tying run. And after giving up 5 in the first, he's got a chance to make things level again.
Josh already 2 for 2 on the day. Rough first inning. Maybe he's got to let some anger out on one of these balls. See if he can't tie the game.
Yeah, and other than the 2 seed, it's these 2 guys right now. Top the leaderboard for Cy Young, so any hits against the other guy definitely helps your case. So that ball is popped up. That's a fair ball. And the call is safe. We'll look at the replay. It's where the ball goes by the plate. So we're gonna have to slow this down. It was very close. So we'll see. Looks like he got him right there. So it is confirmed out. And we'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-5 remains the score. Roberts will lead it off. Start him off with a strike. 1-1. Mel Roberts walked and struck out. And usually in inning 2 and inning 3, after a rough first inning, Josh Gradwell starts to figure it out. Usually that second inning after getting touched up is his best inning. But I'll knock on wood just in case. That ball sails outside. That's a walk right there to Noah Roberts.
Yeah, wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Maybe that's affecting Josh out on the mound. I mean, even DJ started to get a little bit wild towards the end of that last inning.
Well, you saw in South Carolina, I mean, this is one of those sports where wind is such a huge factor. You know, the wind changes every element of the game. Especially when the ball's what? I don't even know how heavy it is.
Yeah. Moves the ball when you're pitching, knocks it down when you're hitting. Can make it carry more when you're hitting.
Yeah, and we very rarely have wind going out to the outfield. Usually it's blowing in. So a lot of pop-ups. So that ball's in play into no man's land. No one's over there. And Noah Roberts is trucking all the way over to third. Jake does a nice job there to knock it down before it goes out of play. The ruling on that is if the ball is still gettable or in the field of play, then they can't have an extra base. But if once it goes past the kind of the, I don't know what you call it,
backstop.
Yeah, backstop field dimensions on the left or right side, then batters are rewarded an extra base. So now Mark Campanero will step in, had that weird play as that ball's popped up. And that's a nice job there from Jake Oliver to knock it down. That could have resulted in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, I can get by him. If it kicks off and goes left of the foul pole, I mean, it's a ground rule double. Keaton comes home to score on that, so good job by Jake keeping in front.
I think right when it hit him, he was looking home, and then he had to find the ball. That ball is hit hard off the wall. Keaton McKay's going home, and he's safe. It hits him, but he stepped on the bag before. So that was a nice throw there, but unfortunately...
You go back to third. DJ. DJ. Hey, hit him, dead ball.
So after all of that, another run will score. So 7-1. And just like that, Noah Roberts is right back up. Seems like he just hit. Maybe the enforcers will go Jake Oliver game 2, and then depending on that, stick with Jake. That'll be low. It's another walk right there. So bases are loaded. It's been a little bit of a rough go here for Josh Gradwell.
Oh! That's a run.
You know, there's nothing too flash about Noah going up there and walking a lot, but when you got Keaton and you got Mark and you got DJ who've all been hitting well, it just sets the table.
And don't at me right now, but if this ball is a grand slam, that would effectively be the... So that ball's going back. Oh. Way to call it. Well, I can't remember. I think is it 12 or 10? Have we done 10?
Oh, Apple Taco?
So with that, that is a mercy rule for game 1. We are going to head into game 2 shortly.
That's it. That's done. 11-1. 11-1 after 2.
So change of event right there. 11-1 Pilots mercy rule game 1. We'll get game 2 started shortly, but definitely not the outcome we thought was going to happen.
Get back up there. Right back. Right back to it.
How you doing?
Walk off mercy rule.
So we're going to send it over to Robert, who has Keaton McKay with him. Robert, take it away.
All right, talk about what you saw in that grand slam to finish the game there.
You know, our bats have just been a little quiet last couple series. It's a cute dog right there. You know, I was just sitting on, I saw the first strike go through, just sitting on the second one, just decided to take it the opposite field for a home run.
Nice. What about this offense? What do you want to take from game 2 that you saw in game 1 offensively?
You know, I think just continue just seeing a couple pitches before we start swinging, really get a good one and get some more base hits.
All right, good luck out there.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, back into the booth, guys.
Mark, same lineup?
Yes.
Same lineup.
So after that, that was a quick game. Does not happen very often in the AWA, but a mercy rule in 2 innings rules if you're up 10 runs after 2, it'll end it. And they weren't even able to get out of the second inning.
Yeah, just unfortunate for the enforcers leaving that bases loaded there in the second inning. Couldn't scratch one, and that would have ended up being the difference. They would have played that third inning, had a chance to come back, but left them all out there and paid the price for it.
So we'll see if Jake Oliver's got any mojo after that rough outing from Josh Gradwell, which is not something you see every day. We'll look at Josh's ERA after that. It's gone all the way up to 2.78. Still very respectable.
Here we go, Jake.
Oh!
Disgusting.
Now batting for the Pacific Pilots, second baseman, number 1, Keaton McKay.
So here we are, getting ready to start the top of the first inning. There's Jake Oliver on the mound. Keaton McKay batting after hitting that technically walk-off home run. It was a walk-off mercy rule. Finished game 1 11-1. So with that, the Pilots are up to 16 wins. They just need one more win to secure that second seed, unless the Enforcers can say something about it. It's not very often you see a home run from a righty going over the top of the AWA field sign. It's kind of a late swing. 0-2. Caught him, strike 3, and that is a 1-2-3 strikeout for Jake Oliver right there for the first out of the inning. Something we have not seen much of from this Enforcers pitching rotation.
You can't ask for a better start there from Jake. Guy that just hit the walk-off grand slam, sit down on 3 pitches. Throwing strikes here early, which is a good sign.
Every team needs that ace, especially as we get close to the postseason. This is going to be their last game before the postseason. Smart Campagnaro will foul that one off. 1-1. little bit low there for Mark Campanero. Both these guys kind of like to dominate the timing when it comes to at-bats. It's a ball right there, 3-1. Mark Campanero, one of those guys that takes his time while he's batting, steps out almost every pitch. Jake Oliver takes his time when he pitches. In reverse for Mark, he seems like he's just go, 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 go when he's pitching. See if he actually pitches. In this series. That'll be high, and Mark Campanero will get on via the walk. So with that, Mark Campanero and DJ Oliver top the league in walks. DJ Oliver steps in with a runner on first from Mark Campanero. DJ had that 3-run shot to get the offense going for the Pilots. Jake Oliver hit that solo home run at the beginning of the game off DJ, so maybe see if he can get a little redemption right there. As that ball's going back to John Galgano, and Mark Campanero will get tagged out for the double play. So a bit of a mishap right there from Mark Campanero, and that double play will end the inning. And the Enforcers will come to bat in the bottom of the first. So getting ready to start the bottom of the first. There's DJ Oliver looking at his 1.59 ERA. It's since gone down after only giving up 1 run. It's down, actually no, it stayed the same at 1.59. But Jake Oliver will step in. That ball is going back. Keaton McKay tries to make the play. He goes over the fence. And it feels a lot like deja vu here. Yeah, Keaton had some great height right there. Seemed like the safest option was going over the fence when you're that high up. Would have been sick if he caught it.
Yeah, very similar start in this game to last.
Yeah, identical.
Another thing is now Enforcers have technically won the inning.
Yeah. So that's a hard hit ball under the hand of Mark Campanero. And Chase Winkler jogs over to first. Gets on with a single.
Another hard hit ball, getting very similar to the start of last game.
That's a tough play to make. I mean, Mark was right there. The reaction time it takes to just be able to immediately get your hand there is very hard to do.
Now all we need now is Josh to hit a ball off that left field wall.
Yeah.
The exact same start as last game.
Yeah, seriously. Swinging there, 1-1. That ball is a grounder over to Mark Campanero. Knock it down, throw over to first, he'll get the out. But Chase Winkler will truck all the way over to third, so a productive out nonetheless. Now John Galgano will step in. Big opportunity here to get in another run. Already a very tough task on DJ Oliver. That curveball misses inside, ball 1. Fouls it off, 1-1. I'm going to go there, 1-2. Jake Oliver waits on deck. fight it off. Remains 1-2. A nice at bat mounting up for John Galgano. Full count.
It'd be huge if he could draw a walk or pick up a base hit here. Load it up for Jake.
Yeah, and you don't know what this Pilots offense is going to do after that explosion in game one. So if you're the enforcer, you got to get as many runs as you can. When you're hot, you're hot. Nasty pitch, freezes him right there for strike 3. That'll be out number 2. John Galgano kind of ducked his head out of the way. I think he was going to hit him. Jake Oliver steps in. Ball 1. Nice hack right there from Jake Oliver. He already has 2 home runs in today's game, and he's 1 more to get 10 double digits. Not many people in the league have gotten to double digits, except for probably the entire Aces team. Aces have 3 batters above 12 home runs, and 1 in the form of Moses Valdez, who's sitting at 9. That ball half swing over to DJ. He'll flip over to first for the out. So nice job to get out of the inning. So we head to the top of the second. 1-0 is the score. Here we go, getting ready to start the top of the second inning. 1-0 is the score. Jake Oliver on the mound facing Noah Roberts. That ball is popped up, it's going back, and John Galgano gets screened by the tree. It's a tough place to be. Jake's not happy about that, but
That wasn't hit too hard, just on the other side of that tree for John. Really tough play there.
and that's why you kind of see Morgan Grant stand behind the trees, just because you have an opportunity to make a play on those. But ball 1 to Keaton McKay. Loses that one 2-0. Keaton just hit his 10th home run of the year, so he's in that double-digit club. That ball's hit to Jake Oliver, knocks it down, throw over to first, and it'll be out is the call on the field. We're going to take a look at the replay. See if he was outstretched. That is close. So safe is the call when we go to the replay there. So runners on first and second now, no out. So 2 unfortunate plays there for Jake Oliver. Ball 1. Mark Campanero steps in. Walked in his first plate appearance. Nice pitch right there, top the inside corner, 1-1. I think with Mark, you got to just paint that inside side of the dish. Anything outside, he's going to take deep. He is a fan of the sinker, though, as he swings over the top of that one. 1-2 count. That ball is hit to Chase Winkler. He'll throw and get the out. So Mark Campanero will ground out there, but he will advance 2 runners. A little bit of indecisiveness there from Chase Winkler. He thought about throwing over to second, but instead took the for sure out. It's a very smart play to do.
What?
DJ Oliver steps in. Ball 1. That ball is popped up. Jake Oliver. He's got great awareness when it comes to that concrete on the side, so he knows where to slide, where he's not, you know, face planting into the concrete. That was about an inch away from making that play.
Yeah, lucky it didn't hit his hand though and kick away. Would have been fair if it hit him.
So 1-1 count after that impressive dive. Probably one of the only few players that would actually attempt to get that. DJ Oliver swinging out a pitch he thought would curve right back in, 1-2. That ball's hit hard past the arm of Josh Gradwall, and a run will score to tie the game 1 apiece. John Galgano fielded it there for a second, thought he had a play at trying to get Keaton McKay. Decided to hold off, not prevent any further damage.
You see a lot of people try and make that throw and end up missing the guy going to third.
Yeah.
Both batters get an extra base.
No Roberts looks at ball 1. So far he's 1 for 1 in game number 2 with a single. A tough pitch to lay off, but he does. Honestly, might have been a strike over the true strike zone over the heart of the plate. 3-0. That ball's in play to Jake Oliver. He'll knock it down. And there's no play. Keaton McKay does not advance, so he'll get on. And now the bases are loaded for Keaton McKay, the leadoff hitter. Hit a grand slam in game number 1 to effectively end that game. He's got a chance to do it right here. Nice pitch right there from Jake Oliver. Bottom inside corner, 0-1. Nails him there, 1-1. Nasty pitch right there. Second strike on McKay. Just outside of 2-2. McKay right now tied with Peter McNeil with 10 home runs. Good enough for 6th on the home run leaderboard. Hit him there, makes it full.
Yeah, big spot for JK, need a strike.
And you definitely don't want to face Mark Campanero. Most likely will be that way regardless of how this at-bat turns out. And that'll be a walk right there, so the go-ahead run for the Pilots will come in now. 2-1, Pilots lead it. Mark Campanero steps in. Base is loaded. High pitch right there, and we'll see what Jake Oliver decides to do here. Now it looks like he's just trying to keep it far enough outside that if Mark wants to swing, he can, but most likely will result in weak contact. He's be pretty dialed there, upper right-hand side of the zone. Doesn't really want to. He saw what happened to Josh Campanero, or sorry, Josh Gradwell versus Mark Campanero. Does not go, and that'll walk in the third run of the game. So 3-1 now the score. And it has not been smooth sailing for this Enforcer starting pitching lineup thus far.
Unlike the Enforcers here, not that they haven't given up runs, but walking in runs does not seem like something they are very used to.
Yeah. Yeah, both these guys, Josh Gradwell and Jake Oliver, usually keep guys off the base. When you look at whips in the league, they're both top 4. Which whip is probably it. As that ball's popped up and caught for the. Did he not catch it? And he dropped it. We can't even see it over there. That's tough. It looked from initial when we looked, it looked like he had it in his hands, and then he disappeared from the announcer's booth. So that'll just be a long strike. Josh Gradwell cannot catch a break today. Oh, got him with a nasty slow pitch, 1 and 2.
Definitely been a day to forget so far for Josh, but we're only halfway through the series here. You know, can definitely change that around with a few good swings.
Two. As far as big at bats in the game goes, this is probably a huge one here. If he can get an out here, just to force it any base. DJ does well to stay alive. Three and 2 now to DJ Oliver facing his brother Jake. Got him at strike 3, so that'll be the second out of the inning. Two outs.
Big for Jake. Just limited damage as much as possible. And they've been a couple of feet from getting out of this unharmed. Think back to that John fly ball that was just on the other side of the tree, and then Jake bobbled a few on the mound.
Yeah, and Noah Roberts steps in now, and he's actually the hottest hitter on this Pilots team right now. He's 1 for 1 in Game 2. Oh, sorry, 2 for 2 in Game 2. That's a nice pitch right there down the middle, 0-1.
Yeah, 2 singles, neither of them hit super hard, just placed pretty well.
Noah Roberts, very patient. Usually swings it 1 pitch per at bat, so he's going to wait for a good one. He does there. Josh Gradwell will knock it down and get him there. That is an out. Call on the field. Take a look at the replay there. There's been a lot of close plays.
It's not holding up in court.
I think he got him by a step there. And that'll be an out right there. Yeah, right before his foot touched the bag. So that's a huge play right there to get out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the second. 3-1 is the score.
This is up.
So here we are, getting ready to start the bottom of the second. 1-3 is the score, and now Chase Winkler will lead it off. He had a single in inning one. So far, the Enforcers' only runs today have been a pair of Jake Oliver solo home runs. Peel there, no go there, so ball one.
The Enforcers, I mean, they've hit the ball hard off DJ, but nothing more than singles off the wall other than Jake's pair of home runs so far.
Just getting unlucky. That's what's funny about DJ. He's so good at getting that light contact. You'd assume he's just mowing hitters down, but he does have a fair amount of strikeouts this year. He's good for third in the league, but a good 15 behind Josh and Drew Gradwell. As Chase Winkler's on.
That, and apart from that at bat there, hasn't walked too many people today.
Yeah.
He's kept it clean, so when he does give up those hard hit balls, no one's coming across. Whereas, especially Josh in that first, gave up only 4 or 5 hits, but every time there was a hit, 2 runs came across.
Yeah, DJ very good at limiting base runners, specifically walks. So Josh Gradwell will step in. Had a ground out in his first plate appearance in game 2. Look at a ball right there inside. So 4 straight balls from DJ Oliver. Kind of a ugly looking swing there from Josh Gradwell. As DJ will do that to you, 1 and 2. Bit high, 2 and 2. Does not go, full count. Big spot here for Josh Gradwell and the Enforcers. Does well to fight it off. And that looked like it had a chance to hit the top of the zone.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Got him at strike 3, and that'll be the first out of the inning for DJ Oliver. A win right here for the Pilots would secure the 2nd seed, regardless of game 3. The Enforcers really just kind of, there's a group of teams right in the middle where single win or loss could really change where all those teams are seated going into the postseason. So that ball is popped up to DJ and he'll make the play. That was kind of his worry area, going to the right side of the field for the pitcher. He unfortunately gave up a game on an error right in that area. 2 outs now for Jake Oliver. See if he can get a little more magic here, tie this game up. He's 1 for 2 in this game, that one being a solo home run. Ball 1. Two and 0.
Jake's been the only source of offense here today for the Enforcers, scoring both runs.
That's a huge
try and tie the game with 1 score.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, you feel like you're the only one contributing offensively. Sometimes it'll elicit some more of those swings and misses. 3-1. It's not like Chase and Josh have been hitting poorly. They just haven't been anywhere near they have been during the regular season. So that'll walk Jake Oliver. So all things considered on DJ's side, it's not bad.
Yeah, Jake's the one guy that looks like he can hurt you right now. You know, I would take my chances with the other three in this lineup currently. Hitting it hard, but keeping it low.
Yeah.
A lot of ground balls, pop-ups.
Chase Winkler stepping in. He's definitely heated up as of late. Started off 0 for 2, and then since then, he's pieced together a few hits. That ball is out of play. There's that signature Chase Winkler. Damn it. Hear it almost every pop-up.
And it's just frustrating knowing that you can hit that ball. You know, left center, dead center. Hit it well, and it's frustrating when you pop it up.
Nice hack right there. 0-2 here with 2 outs, 2 on. That ball is popped up, and DJ Oliver will make the play, and they get out of the inning. So we head to the top of the third. 1-3 is the score.
You might have to take that. I don't know if you know. I think, is he in the lineup? No, not right now. Okay, then yeah, then maybe that's good. My bad. Are these too good here? Where are you at in the order right now? So, yeah, they're top, right? Yeah, I'm top. What's up, bro? Are we playing ball for okay? Yeah, we did. We got it. 3-1, Pilot. Monkey. Bad. I'm trying my best, Mark. Can you? You've been doing good today. Mark, can you ask Robin for the Pilot?
So here we are, ready to start the top of the third inning. 3-1 is the score, much lower scoring affair. So we are 1-3 here in the top of the third. As Keaton McKay looks at a ball there from Jake Oliver.
If you're Jake now, you just want to keep it in striking distance. You know, keep it close. Don't let him have a massive inning like what was happening to Josh in Game 1.
That ball is in play. Fair ball. He'll field it and overthrow. So that is an extra bag there on the error. And usually, you know, if the guy out of the box is not running, yeah, you want to pick it up in fair territory. But if Keaton McKay is running down first base, just keep it in that foul ball area.
Yeah, he definitely still had to play it, but it had to be a perfect throw.
Yeah.
You know, Chase had to come stretch for it, a little off to the line, protecting health. Maybe we've seen a few collisions down there.
And he's definitely whizzing that ball over to first, so it's no easy catch. Mark Campanero steps in 1-0.
Pair of walks and a ground out here for Mark in Game 2. Love to see him get that hit, try and bring that average up a little bit. Still in contention for the Triple Crown.
Yeah, and I think that's what Jake's thinking about approaching Mark. Is, hey, if we don't give him anything to hit, then he can't hurt us. So far, the only gets him to swing right there. The only difference between Jake and Josh Gradwell, I mean, Josh has given Mark some pitches to hit. Jake still has not given up a hit to Mark Campanero.
A lot of time to think about it.
That ball is popped up, and no one's over there. He'll get on, and that run will score. He'll be held at second base, but a run will come in, so 4-1 now the score. And it's really tough there. I mean, as the second baseman, you know, if the second baseman's on the other side of that tree, that would have resulted in 2 more outs over the course of the game, but just something you got to pick up on. Depending on how fast the pitcher's throwing, you know, faster throwing pitchers will usually elicit more opposite field contact. So right as I say that, it goes right to him, and he doesn't throw over to first, which not a bad idea.
Yeah, always a tough call to know where to stand out there. You know,
yeah.
A lot of people pull the ball, and so you're thinking left field, but Jake's throwing a little bit firmer, so maybe they're going to push it to right field a little bit more.
That ball's right over there again, and Chase Winkler's just not really running over to that. Another run will score. And this Enforcers team seems kind of defeated at this point in time.
Yeah, a lot of weak contact here from Jake, just getting a little unlucky.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, that's one of the most annoying things. You feel like you're putting yourself in a good position to get some outs. And it really takes a kind of veteran guy over at second base to kind of know where to stand. John Galgano's still in his rookie year. It's a bit high there, 1-2.
Really is a skill in itself, just knowing where to stand, you know, knowing the batters, you know, who pulls it, who pushes it more often, but that's not a lot talked about part, is just positioning out there.
Because, I mean, realistic, you know, you're looking at the way these games have been going. A few outs here and there for the Enforcers, and they're out of those kind of high-scoring innings. That ball is hit opposite. He'll throw over and miss the batter, so another run will come in. Chase Winkler's had a lot of plays over there from the first side with that kind of flip, and he has not had much success with it. 6-1, still no outs here in the top of the third. And still, you know, that's 3 straight opposite field hits. Second baseman is not moving over as that goes to John Galgano. And, you know, right there, you literally just have to throw the ball, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking over at Chase, and he's still hands on hips for missing the guy at second, so I don't know if he really had to play it first.
Yeah, I think in that position, you know, they're already throwing him on. Just throw it over there.
Yeah.
Chase is kind of on that other side, so he can field it if you overthrow it. But right over to Chase Winkler. He'll step on first for the first out, but another run will score. 7-1.
You're not
Much needed out right there.
He's not in the lineup yet, right?
Noah Roberts steps in. And a week ago, this Pilots team just couldn't get anything together against the Nighthawks. They clearly were upset about that. They just... That ball's hit hard down the center field. One run will come in, and John will walk it in.
And now they're just painting that right spot of the tree, you know. John moves over there. It could be 2 outs just this inning, 3 in the game.
But we're not the coaches. That's not our job. Nice pitch right there.
And, you know, as soon as he moves, it's just they're going to be peppering that left center side. So.
Eight 8-1 is the score, so already kind of turning into that blowout like the first. And just as I say it, that ball is torched 11-1.
Just couldn't happen. Jake, if he wanted a solid chance to come back and give it that one. He puts it at 10 now, which We've seen crazier things, but that's a big ask, especially with how the Eagles.
And we are in the third inning.
Oh no, it's this last inning. We found.
Third inning, so there's no run cap. There's no run cap, and even more importantly, there's no mercy rule. So, yeah, this Enforcers team looks pretty defeated. Not how you want to feel going into the postseason. There still is hope. They still have both Josh and Jake available for game number 3. DJ will not be pitching for the Pilots, which is always huge, and that's usually where teams can steal a game. Just do like what we were talking about pregame, just because of the drop-off in pitching on this Pilots lineup. But that's what it takes to beat this Pilots team. You got to take one of the games when you're facing DJ Oliver, and right now, as it stands, doesn't look like they're going to do it. Ball's hit over to Josh Gradwell. What? Is that an error on the first baseman? What?
Oh, yeah.
Chase just is not even going over to first. And he's got his hands right back on his hips. So DJ Oliver will step in. 0-1. Ball is fouled out of play, 1 and 2. Here with 1 on, top of the third, 11-1 in this blowout in game number 2. This series has been all Pilots up to this point. And that ball is lost.
That way. It went that way.
Hate to see it.
Well, you didn't go where it needed to.
It's a foul-off marathon. 1 and 2 remains the count. And can we set the record for most foul balls in a row?
I ain't going down.
It's 4. 5 total in the at-bat. I think 5 would be a record. No, unfortunately, I do not have those stats available. I'm just going to claim 5 foul balls in a row would be a record. Dang it. 2-2. Swinging there, got him, strike 3, so 2 outs now. And this nightmare inning for the Enforcers. Just need 1 more out. 8 runs have come across for the Pilots here in inning number 3.
Yeah, now the question is, who's going to start game 3 for the Enforcers? It's both of their guys have given up 11 so far. So.
Yeah, identical games scoring-wise up to this point.
It's going to be a tough decision for sure.
Low there, 1-1. Two and 1. Swinging there, 2-2 count. So the Enforcers are 1 strike away from getting out of this. .66 on the gun is high, so full count. Jake does that quite a bit to kind of change up the speed on the batter. He might go with that slow ephus here. We'll see. Got him, strike 3. So Jake Oliver will get out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Enforcers need 10 to tie, 11 to walk it off.
It's like when you step off. I should have shotgunned it.
So Josh Gradwell will lead it off, trying to stage a comeback right here in the bottom of the 3rd. 11-1 versus DJ Oliver. Jace, what percentage chance do you give him here?
Against DJ, 1.
1%?
Whoa! 1%.
Seems high.
Double that. Come on now.
Josh wants 2%.
Yeah,
We'll give it to him.
Tough ask when you're 0 for 2 on the day.
That is a foul ball.
I'm not running that out.
0-1.
That hit me.
They've had 5 innings against them. They've come across 2 runs in those 5 innings, both on Jake Oliver solo home runs.
Sometimes it's... As that ball is going back, he does a bat flip, but it's caught for the out. That's unfortunate. And the players don't love that from the production booth. So 1 out here, bottom of the 3rd. John Galgano steps in and swings at a slow slider, 0-1. Hits him there, 1-1.
This is where DJ is so good. He lives, around 55, maybe dips down 52, but just looks so enticing. It's really hard to square up.
As that ball's in play to Mark Campanero. He'll throw over, throws away, and he can run. It's still in play, and he decides to hold it second. So that was a situation there where the ball was still in play. John could have advanced to 3rd if he wanted to, but little hesitation right there. Stays at 2nd. Now the sole offense for the Enforcers will step in. Jake Oliver.
Comeback's going to be a long road, but it's got to start somewhere, and maybe that John Galgano single throwing error can be the start.
Yeah, you just got to load up those bases. Solo home runs won't do it, especially against DJ Oliver. It's a nasty pitch. Looked like it was going to hit him. I think that slider is just so devastating because the left to right movement is unlike any other slider in the league. It gives you such a small window to hit it. Got him. Strike 3 on a nasty drop. That'll be 2 outs now. Just as we thought the Enforcers might be able to put together something there. Chase Winkler steps in 1 for 2 in game number 2.
Yeah, chances are getting thin here, but you'd at least like to see a good at bat here. Get some momentum going towards that game 3.
And with 1 more out, the Pilots will clinch the 2nd seed. And honestly, more important for DJ, most likely he will clinch that Cy Young award. Obviously, due to voting, we don't know that yet. But Josh Gradwell, who was in grasp of trying to get there, got lit up in game 1. CRA's floated, and DJ Oliver might have a sub 1.5 ERA after today's game. 1-2 count. Two. Froze him there, strike 3, and that'll end game 2. The Pilots take the series heading into Game 3, and they'll secure that second seed. We'll be back shortly with game number 3.
They're playing the game to figure it out.
Noah, you down to DH this game? Yeah. Okay, cool. No, we'll DH. And then get first. Yeah, get first.
So we're going to send it down to Robert, who's got DJ Oliver. Robert, take it away.
Talk about the Cy Young chase for you this year.
I knew my job this year was to pitch, so that was my focus. I came in, worked on a lot of new pitches in the off season, so just trying to see what works, and it's been successful this year, so just keep rolling.
What do you expect now, getting the second seed? How relieved are you guys going into Game 3 and going into the playoffs?
Oh, I mean, it always feels good to play with a little bit of a bump there, but this is still going to be a tough game here. These guys, we're going to figure out who's going to pitch here Game 3, and then I'm assuming we'll see Josh again, so we'll get at it best we can.
All right, good luck out there.
Appreciate it, Robert.
Back to the booth, guys.
Thank you, Robert. We'll be underway here shortly with game number 3. Pilots take game 1 and 2, and it looks like Keaton McKay will be pitching for the Pilots here. We'll be back shortly.
Pilot, get out there. Damn it. It's not mobile yet. That's an error. And I was like, fine. Looked up and he's standing in his pocket. I've never felt more like my brain don't go to me. It's like contact plant. I was like, yeah.
Japan guy.
Who's that?
Boy Meets World, dude.
Beyonce.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Selena Gomez.
Kate Upton.
So here we go, getting ready to start the top of the first. We'll see some information here from team captain Jake Oliver. They can't find Chase Winkler, so he might have left the premises. Should be very, very interesting. Jake Oliver will lead it off against Keaton McKay, who doesn't have much pitching experience. He pitched last week against the Nighthawks, and he had to start a week before. It's kind of just a game of who wants to go in game 2. So that ball is popped up to Mark Campanero for the first out. So nice first out, toughest out in this Enforcers lineup.
I would just assume you're up.
So Josh Grab will step in. We have we don't know where Chase Winkler is. A little bit of a sword strike right there, 0-1. I don't think he wanted to swing at that, and then he saw it was going to be a strike. It was a last-second effort. That that ball is going back, and that is out of here. It hit the tree. It's a home run. It was above the yellow line, so that's a solo shot. And normally I'd say that's a good sign for the Enforcers, but they've led every game with a solo home run, and they've ended the game 11-1. So
we're due.
Yeah, a little scary, but now DJ's not on the mound, so
yeah,
a little bright spot, having most likely the Cy Young out of the game.
Yeah.
Finished the season with a 1.56 ERA.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I like this from Keaton, though, just filling it up, knowing the Enforcers haven't hit too well all day.
Does not go there 1-1, and yeah, that's all you can really ask for your number 2 guy. As that ball's in play right to Keaton, and he'll do a little trick there for the second out. Through the legs, it was kind of like a alley-oop. So he still has time to show off on the mound for the second out. Kind of disrespectful, honestly.
Yeah, well, if you can't rob a home run on the pitcher's mound, you got to find some way to have fun.
Yeah. Jake Oliver's back in. Ball 1. And while there's not much for the, there's no pitch there. There's not much for the Pilots to play here in game number 3. They've already secured that 2 seed. They can kind of just goof around. The Enforcers are still right in the thick of the seeding race. 1 game below 500 right now at 14-15, 3-0. Enforcers started off hot this year, and over the last few weeks started cold. As that old nutmeg, Mark Campanero. Jake Oliver thinks about going, stays at first. And that play right there takes you back to last year in the, or 2 years ago in the postseason when the Enforcers beat the Pilots to go to the World Series. And it was a play much like that where Mark could have made the play to send the Pilots to the World Series. He couldn't. Enforcers eventually took the game. But both these teams have never won a World Series in the league's existence. Enforcers have 1 World Series appearance 2 years ago.
Was it? Felt like it. That's good.
Pilots were a 2 seed last year, so that's a nice pitch towards the top of the zone. And they lost to the Stingers, a 7 seed. So foul that off. 1-2. 2-2 count.
Thanks. Should have done that way earlier than that.
Yeah, nice to see Keaton living towards the top of that zone, too.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, if you can just throw a hard fastball, you'll probably have pretty good success. He's been speed checked twice already. He's living 58 to 60.
And he's got a lot of movement, too. I mean, once you find out movement on the pitches, it's just picking out an aim point. So that ball is popped up, and Keaton McKay can't make the play. It's a foul ball. It was in the foul ball zone. Jake Oliver was running all the way down, but fortunately for the Pilots, it was in that foul ball zone. If that was all fair territory, Jake probably would be all the way at home. So full count again for Josh Gradwell. Nasty pitch right there, but 61. And you can just tell by the reaction from the players.
That's a play Keaton normally makes too on that foul ball.
Yeah.
So maybe pitching's getting to him a little bit.
And that one at 60, so it'll count. A strikeout there for Keaton McKay, and that's only 1 run come across for the Enforcers. So we'll turn to the bottom of the first, 1-0. Jake Oliver will lead it off, on the mound, and he'll move John Galgano over to first without Chase Winkler. So Chase Winkler, in a very much needed win here for the Enforcers, kind of leaves his team out to dry here. Hate to see that. Ball one. Almost kills us. 1-1. Fouls it off. A little bit of a half swing right there. 1 and 2. Ball's hit hard into no man's land. No one's there. I mean, it would have been a tough play regardless for the second baseman. Jake kind of throws his hands up. Mark Campanero steps in. Runner on first, no outs here in the bottom of the first of game number 3. Piles looking for a sweep, and Forster's trying to salvage at least one game here to get to 500 and remain in this playoff seeding hunt. Mark swings at the first pitch, 0-1. I think all that Mark's looking to do here is add to that home run tally. He hasn't hit one yet today. He's only got a 1-run advantage over Zane Phillips. 17 home runs to Zane's 16. I'm sure he was.
Oh shit. The mic fell off.
I'm sure he was hoping for 3 home runs here today to get to 20, a very rare feat in the AWA. Don't think he'll be doing it here today with probably only 3 at-bats left, depending on how this game goes.
Your dad was saying that I need to come out there, so I'm like...
You heard that was 61, right?
Yeah. So 1-1 remains the count. Mark checking if we heard it. We did hear it. We're very tentative up here in the box.
Yeah, heard it, so he wants an extra strike.
Yeah. That ball's in play to Josh. He'll tag him for the out. A great play there from Josh Gradwall. Bit of hesitation there. Almost flipped it over, but decided to throw it. Risky play, but he gets the reward from it. Honestly, I don't know why batters jump up in the air like that. I feel like if they just reached their foot in there, probably would have been safe, but Keene's got the hops, though. DJ Oliver steps in. Almost kills his father on the sidelines right there, 0-1.
Someone had to do it.
It's okay, as long as you see the dad, not me.
1-1. Two and 1. That was a big out there for the Enforcers. They get their first out of the game. Always the toughest out, especially when you only have 2 fielders. Just fouled out of play, 2-2. It's funny, they elected to go with Jake, where Josh actually has the best strikeout stuff in the league. And when you have 2 fielders, strikeout is kind of the only or the best way to get people out. Another check right there.
Sorry, Josh, it worked for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, you would think Josh was on the mound, but maybe it got cold in between that game to sit. But
maybe
it's not that Jake doesn't have strikeout stuff. It's just that Josh is leading the league, and Jake can't be too far behind him.
Got him there, strike 3. So a big strikeout right there for the second out. Noah Roberts will step in. And Noah Roberts had a very solid game up to this point, especially game 2. He's got his average up to 237, so good 20 points jump after game 2.
4 for 5, 4 for 6 in that game.
Yeah, they were just handing out hits in game 2, just to the pilots, that is. That ball is going back, and that is in the park. How did that stay? He'll throw over, and he almost gets Mark Campagnolo on the throw. So, I mean, another play where if you have a second baseman, that's an easy catch. I honestly thought that was going out. I thought that was a no-doubter.
I was coming for this one. I totally forgot about that one.
It'd be just a long single.
Yeah, the flag's not blowing out there too much, but I'm sure Noah will blame the wind on that.
Yeah.
Knocking it down.
Yeah, usually with that bat, you hit them out if it's in the air. That ball is popped up, and Josh Gradwell, what a play. That'll be 3 outs for the Enforcers. So great job there. A potential 2-run saving play. We head to the top of the second, 1-0 remains the score.
Hey, Josh, way to show us your numbers. Yeah.
That's out. Then when I got to it, I was like, oh shit. Who we got, Jason? John.
Yeah, good. That ball's in play to Keaton McKay. A little bit of a bobble. He'll make the play. So that was a much harder way to do that, but they'll get the job done there for the first out. Jake Oliver will step in. 1 for 2 with a single here in game number 3.
Look at it. Add on to his lead here against Keaton.
And the temperature definitely has dropped quite a bit, so that might have something to do with the way these balls are flying. You see that slight breeze over on the flag out there. Always coming in. So it's a no pitch there, I guess. 2-0. Swinging there at 59, 2-1 count.
Number 5, baby.
Yeah, we might need to redesign the field next year so we always have the wind going out to the outfield.
Completely flip it around.
Yeah. Might take a little bit of work in the off season. You might have 3 trees right in front of the batter's box. Yeah.
You do an elevated press box or something.
Yeah, that ball's hit over to Mark Campagnolo. He bobbles it. He'll try to throw over. Can't make the play. It'll hit the backstop, so he'll be safe at first and no extra base. Definitely feels good if you throw it over from the shortstop position. You hit the backstop. There's no damage added on after trying to make a very hard play as it is. That ball is popped up.
Oh.
Out of play, 0-1.
I was scared that there was like a secret rule I'd be out.
And he touched it twice with his bat, so he's out.
Yeah, like a Savannah Bananas type. Allowed to say that was copyright?
If the audiences catch
Josh Gradwell, the Phillip Rivers of AWA Wiffle Ball. You can't catch him swearing. It's a lot of gosh darn it's.
I was thinking the other thing.
Thinks about it, but does not go. 3-1 count. This game just might be, that ball's popped out of play, full count. This might just be a kind of confidence game for this Enforcers team if they can figure out a way to get some runs scored. This offense has been as quiet as offenses get in the AWA. That'll be a walk.
Going to the playoffs with a little bit of momentum, you know, that'd always be nice.
Well, they know they won't be facing the Pilots, which is always a good sign.
See, John can do something other than tap it to the pitcher. Both of his outs have come that way. Just weak ground balls right back to Keaton.
1-1 count. And you know, yeah, if you're not putting together many hits, usually it's because you're swinging at bad pitches. And kind of notice the enforcers here with back-to-back walks aren't swinging as many pitches as they used to. It's what it takes to kind of get some runs on the board.
You know, when you're down early, it's a little demoralizing. You just want to swing, hit the ball. But when it's a close game, you even got the lead here, 1-0. Trying to add on to it.
Nice pitch right there, top of the zone, full count to John Galgano. That's a hard hit ball past the hand of Mark Campagnaro. He'll throw and underneath Jake Oliver. So the bases are now loaded. They will have a ghost runner out there. And now Jake Oliver will step in a bases loaded situation. 1 out. So 1 out here, bases loaded for Jake Oliver, who's been on a tear. He's had a home run. And that was an absurd swing right there.
Definitely just trying to help himself out here. He knows a big situation. Anything that's close, I think he's hacking, trying to put it over the fence.
Because that's a hard hit ball right to Mark. And he'll throw home. Yeah. So that'll just be 1 out there. They confused themselves there.
They're moving up, Mark, because they didn't know there was a ghost runner. I blame Chase.
So after that confusion, there will be 2 outs. Josh thought he didn't have to run, forgetting that there was a runner on first. Might have to go to a sub base or a sub runner just to iron out the confusion out there, but he looks at a strike right there, 0-1.
Yeah, tough play. I mean, just getting out there.
No pitch.
No pitch right there will remain 0-1. But it's a nice job from Mark there to knock it down. Honestly, if Mark as well knew that the bases were loaded, he might have thought about stepping on third, going home for the double play, but maybe the confusion from Josh made him stop. As that's in play, he's thrown home and he'll get him. A nice play there, and it'll remain 1-0. So Keaton McKay gets out of it. It's still a 1-run game as we head to the bottom of the second.
I think Keaton's up, right?
So here we are, getting ready to start the bottom of the second. John was facing over towards second again. And Jake said, no, we don't have a second baseman. We need you over at first. He'll go right back over to first base. Keaton McKay up to 11 home runs on the year, his 30th career home run. Enough for 5th in the league. He's got 2 home runs today. That ball, and right when I say it, that's out of here. Solo home run, Keaton McKay to tie it up 1 apiece, his 12th home run of the year. And he's really moving up that home run leaderboard here in the final outing of the regular season, week 10. One of those guys that apparently just always hits oppo home runs.
And Keaton making a name for himself. He's starting to become one of the best all-around players in the whole league.
Yeah.
Started off, he was just the defensive wizard, leadoff guy, took his walks. Now he's hitting for power, hitting for average, and even pitching a little bit now.
That ball's in play to Josh Gravel. He'll throw over to first, and he just missed the throw. Would have been an out if he could get it anywhere close to the first baseman. I think Josh has got a little bit of a, what's it called, free pass after that amazing play in inning 1. But Josh plays some very quality shortstop when he's not pitching. Ball is popped up, and Jake was laid off the mound. If he recognized it right away, he might have had a play on it. That's right in his wheelhouse there. 0-1. As well to put his bat down, 1-1. Okay. Would have been cool. Maybe we'll make a rule, call that a content strike. Get one of those per game. That ball is popped up, playable. Josh Gradwell will make the play, so that'll be 1 out. Always the toughest out to get.
Yeah, especially with 3 people out there.
Yeah.
Nice soft pop up. That's nice if you're Jake on the mound. Soft contact and strikeouts, really.
Noah Roberts barely missed a home run by a matter of feet. Looked like it was going out, but it was just held up. And without that second baseman. Oh, it gets through the legs of Josh Gradwell. Mark Campanero, very aggressive player in the league.
Yeah, Noah's been really swinging well today. I think this is 7th or 8th hit, between the 2 or 3 games. Really been swinging it.
A little late run at that Rookie of the Year award, but most likely will go to Dylan Carroll, even though he should be done for the year after his indefinite suspension. See if that weighs anything on the Rookie of the Year award. Nice pitch right there on Yoshi.
Oh, yeah. I've seen one pitch today.
0-1. 1-1 count here. 2 on, 1 out, 1-1. That ball is popped up and playable. He's gonna hold Mark at third. Nice out right there. And honestly, if Mark was thinking about tagging there, Sean looked over at first before he looked at third, so you never know in those situations, especially on a rookie. Now, Keaton McKay, it's been the story of the Pilots offense all day, up to 12 home runs on the year. That is a nasty pitch right there, top of the zone, 0-1.
And the secret is
0-2. Jake's going to really try to get him here. Maybe a little redemption after that solo shot. High right there at 60 miles per hour, 1-2 count. A little bit of a different delivery there from Jake Oliver. Misses low, 2-2. Full count now to Keaton McKay. Mark Campanero will wait on deck. He's also on third base. That'll be low, so the bases are now loaded for Mark Campanero in this 1-1 game. See if they can break open this tie.
Scary to walk Keaton there. I know he's really been swinging it well, but you got to feel like Mark's due here. Hasn't had a home run all day.
And this is where I'd say to Jake, 1's better than 4. You know, this game's very winnable up to this point. Even if you're up 1 run, it's way easier to come back from a 1-run deficit than obviously a 4-run deficit. And that ball is hit in the gap. 1 run comes in, 2 will come in. And Jake just kind of lobbed that in as the dog Reed's mark with that double. So that'll be 2 runs coming in there off Mark Campanero.
I tried to speed him up with that fast pitch and tried to slow him down, but didn't fool Mark. He's faced Jake for a couple of years now, you know what to expect there.
That ball's hit hard. DJ Oliver right in the same spot, and that'll be 2 runs. So this game, however you look at it, 4 runs come across nonetheless, so now 5-1. And you know, those 2 hits, you can't really blame not having a second baseman. I mean, maybe you get to the ball a little bit faster. That's a nice pitch right there, but those are hits with 3 fielders opposed to 2 every day of the week. Fouls it off, 0-2. Oh, Roberts 2 for 2. He's got this kind of funky short arm delivery working for him right now. Swinging right there, strike 3, and that'll end the inning right there. So 5-1 is the score, and Forcers need 4 to keep this game going in the top half of the 3rd and avoid the sweep.
What do we got? What do we do? John? John?
John Galgano will lead it off, facing Keaton McKay, who's had his best start up to this point in his young career. If he can hold off this Enforcers team and get the sweep here, Pilots might have something cooking heading into the postseason with the second pitcher. That ball's hit right to Yoshi, and he'll tag John for the first out, so a quick out.
Yeah, if Keaton can be that second pitcher, and he's going to continue pitching like this, the Pilots can definitely make a run in the postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have the likely Cy Young pitching 2 games, and then just a competent second pitcher that'll get you through a lot in the playoffs.
It's really all you need to go after a World Series run. It's solid pitching in the postseason, as that ball is absolutely destroyed. Jake Oliver has homered in 3 straight games. It's his total up to 10 on the year, so he will reach double digits for every year he's been in the league. Probably something he was aiming to do heading into this game. But with that, now no more leaders on the top 8 will be in single digits. Lowest will be 10 home runs after Jake Oliver gets up to 10 right there. So 5-2, not out of it just yet. Josh Gradwell's also had a home run today, swings at the first pitch. Nice slider right there, but it just misses 1-1. 2-1. Three and 1. Foul off a slow breaking pitch right there for full count. John Galgano waits on deck. Grounded out in his last plate appearance. That ball's in play to Keaton McKay, and he'll throw over to first for the second out. So 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. And John Galgano hits it in over to DJ. He'll throw over. It hit the back wall, so we'll be safe there. But that's a nice job from John to really run that out. DJ had to get over to it in a hurry. Throw almost a bullet over to first. It just missed the first baseman by a few feet.
Enforcers down to the last out here, but definitely not over yet. I mean, 5-2, it's within striking distance.
Especially with a young pitcher as far as in the AWA is concerned. As that ball's hit in that same area, DJ's coming over, and that almost was a nice play right there. I think Jake would have beaten it out regardless, but back-to-back singles now.
Already right back to Josh. 3 pitches of downtime.
I want to say also nice job from John there to slide over at second, make it a hard throw. DJ thought about throwing over trying to get him there, but that slide made it pretty tough. 1-1 count. Oh, never mind, no pitch.
No pitch. I'm counting everything.
1-0 count to Josh Gradwell.
61.
So back-to-back fast pitches there from Keaton McKay. Foul that one off, 1-1.
Ball do not lie. My God.
Keaton pretty efficient so far, 61 pitches up to this point. Hits him there, 2-1. That ball is just foul. Would have been the tying run right there, and if you ask Josh Gradwell, he leads the league in foul ball home
I
runs.
don't want any to go. Give me a break.
That ball is foul. Would have been 61 regardless. He's able to foul it off. Remains 2-2. So 2-2 here in the top of the third. 2 outs for Josh Gradwell. That ball is foul. Hit the bushes, and we'll go right back. Luckily that ball was foul because Mark would have had a play over at third. That ball's hit hard past Mark's hands. John wisely stays at third, so this rally will continue now. Bases loaded for John Galgano. 2 outs, ghost runner on first. There are 2 outs, so they're most likely running no matter what happens. Ball's outside. And in this high lever situation, if I'm the Enforcers, I'm not swinging at anything. All the strikes I've seen from Keaton McKay in this inning have been technically balls. These Enforcers are just kind of digging themselves into a hole, swinging at these bad or non-strike pitches. Say their ball. He does go there. 2-2. So 2-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here in the top of the third, tying run at third, go-ahead run at the plate. John Galgano 2 for 5 in this game. Nasty pitch right there, and that will do it. The Pilots sweep the Enforcers. And the Pilots are off to a commanding, what are they now? 18-12. So very good run all around for both teams, but the Enforcers unfortunately get swept when they needed it most. And that'll do it here from Edmonds, Washington. We'll be back Wednesday for Mojo Cyclones with some more postseason implications. Thanks for everyone joining in Dingers or Nothing.
Hey,